What's up, guys? I just felt like making a video because I was kind of asked to about how I mulligan, so I'm totally down to show this. Show some test hands, kind of tell you my thought process on them. Alrighty, let's look at first 7 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are looking at Legacy's Quick Reflexes, Worldly Tutor, Transmutation Font, Crystal Vein, Turn Timber Symbiosis, Force of Vigor, and Birds of Paradise. I would keep, this is a great first 7. This is playing a lot of things on curve here. So this would be a bolted in backside of Turn Timber Symbiosis, which is a bolt land, cast my birds. Ignoring what I'm drawing here, I would, at least minimum, this is a turn 2 commander. And then, barring if they feed us nothing, or even something, we can cast Worldly Tutor and end step if they feed us enough. If they don't, then we don't mind doing this in upkeep. Cast a Worldly Tutor, go grab Academy, put it on top, play Academy. And then pass. Coming to the next turn, we can play Transmutation Font and sack 3 trigger, sack 3 of each, go grab our Clock of Omens, win the game. So, pretty on curve hand. Obviously, Legolas's Quick Reflexes as backup for protection, or a Force of Vigor as interaction for a win attempt. Those are pretty optimal hand. Let's send it back. Let's look at some more hands here. So this hand has Turn Timber Symbiosis, Autumn's Veil, Llanowar Elves, Nature's Claim, Gaia Reach Sanitarium, Crop Rotation, Endurance. So this hand tells me turn 2 Cabbage Merchant, but I'm not we could theoretically Crop Rotation for Inventor's Fair, get Academy. On a first 7, I'm going to shun this. I don't tutoring for Inventor's Fair to then tutor Academy to then play Academy is generally something I'm only looking for on lower moles when I'm more desperate for a slower hand that at least has a game plan. So I'm going to ship this on. I'll go to second 7. Alrighty. Second 7 has Urza Saga, Inventor's Fair, Walking Ballista, Sculpting Steel, Expedition Map, Forest, Mox Opal. This hand doesn't really go as far as I'd want it to. It has some interesting ways that this hand can go. This hand is a turn 2 Cabbage Merchant. I'm pretty sure. Well, let's see. Urza Saga, this Expedition Map. No, this is not a turn 2 Cabbage Merchant. So I'd have to look at this hand. This hand has a lot of interesting things with Expedition Map and Inventor's Fair as tutors here, but unfortunately I'm not seeing a turn 2 commander easily. Anyways, obviously, like there's ways we could draw another 0 drop, etc. But it's just too slow. I'll go 6. So we have Disruptor Flute, Cart Clan Ironworks, Fomori Vault, Natural Order, Second Harvest, Chrome Mox, Legolas's Quick Reflexes. This is a 1-land hand with Chrome Mox. I would send this. We'd have to go to 5. There's just no real game plan there. Disruptor Flute being a great piece of interaction, obviously, but we, again, with only 2 mana visualized in the starting hand, I can't risk hoping to draw a land for a turn 2 Cabbage Merchant. Okie dokes. This is going to be 5 here. Legolas's Quick Reflexes, Green Sun Zenith, 1000-Year Elixir, Arcane Signet, Mox Diamond, Worldly Tutor, Court Clan Ironworks. This is a no land hand. We have to send this. There's nowhere this hand doesn't go anywhere. This is a mold of 4 so far. Honestly, a mold of 4 is better than a bad 7. We could, I honestly potentially could have kept that second 7. It just felt slow and potentially janky, so that's why I shipped it. Alrighty, let's take a gander at a 4 here. Alrighty, Soulless Jailer, Soul Ring, Promox, Jaheria, Walking Ballista, Archdruid's Charm, and the front side of Bridgeworks Battle. Now this would have been a God tier 7, easily. Obviously now I'd have to figure out how I'd want to play this out. And when we only have 4 options here. So we keep Soul Ring. Bridgeworks Battle is our only land here. Pretty sure Jaheria and Archdruid's Charm is our 4. This obviously would have been pretty great considering as a 7, because that's potentially a turn 1 Cabbage Merchant followed by turn 2 Jaheria, Tutor, Grab Engine, but I'm honestly pretty satisfied with this 4. We have Jaheria for immediate mana generation with our instant speed creature tutor. So I draw for turn, draw a Grinding Station, play turn 1 land, shock it in, tap it, Soul Ring, and we can play a Grinding Station here. This lets us attack any potential top deck tutors or anything like that. Might as well get it out. Untap, we draw another card, we draw a land. Nice, we're hitting our land drops. Cast the Cabbage Merchant. This land also interacts with Thassa's Oracle Wind Lines, which is really great. So we've already kind of got a game plan here. Especially since if someone Tainted Packs are trying to go around this guy's Sanitarium, we could sack around Grinding Station or one of the foods to mill an opponent before making them draw a card. Go to our next turn. We draw land, play a forest. At this point, we've likely been fed 2 to maybe 6 foods. Play Jaheria. We likely can Archer's Charm, grab Academy Manufacturer, play it, pass, which is pretty on curve for what I want to do in this deck, which is a turn 3 Academy or Peregrine Took. Not bad, especially for a mold of 4. Alrighty, I'll do one more test hand art here. Back to a first 7. See where we go. Alrighty. This is Windswept Heath, Urza Saga, Jaheria, Llanowar Elves, Soulless Jailer, Second Harvest, Gaia's Cradle. This hand is pretty interesting. Depending, if I am in a very Grixis pod or maybe a Tally pod, I could consider this hand specifically because this is just a turn 2 commander with a turn 3 Jaheria and likely Soulless Jailer to lock our opponents down with an Urza Saga on search on turn 4. Urza Saga search obviously would get us Expedition Map, which then grabs likely Inventor's Prayer. We come turn 4, we obviously have a ton of mana in this hand with Cradle to then search for Academy or a combo piece if we draw something. Depends how desperate I am. I've kept hands like this and I've also shipped hands like this. I would think about this, and let's say I'm not in a pod with a bunch of Italis, so and not a lot of Grixis. Maybe we're looking at just a bunch of Kinnan players. I ship this hand. Or more creature-based decks, anyways. I've seen better 7s, 6s, and 5s. So Windswept Heath, Eldritch Evolution, Court of Calling, Jahiria, Rainston Zenith, Clock of Omens, Cold Oath, Forge Master. If this hand had one more land, I would consider keeping it, especially since I've recently slotted in Dryad Arbor to make Greensun Zenith a turn 1 mana dork. Unfortunately, since this hand doesn't have another land, I would have to ship this. So we go to 6. Court of Calling is almost always an amazing tutor for this deck because if someone is popping off and they give us a bunch of triggers right after our turn 2, we can, in the middle of it, Court of Calling out our Academy Manufactor to start converting to card draw, potentially winning from there. One of the better tutors in the deck. I've also used it defensively for Sylvan Safekeeper or to protect my spells. Okay, this hand is Ancient Tomb, Forest, Wooded Foothills, Gaia's Cradle, another Forest, Tooth and Nail, and Emergence Zone. Turn 2 commander, where our only game plan is making 9 mana for Tooth and Nail, I would ship this hand. This hand just doesn't really have much. Well, I'd consider it, but I'd probably send it. Down to 5 here. Honestly, that first 7 was likely a keep. Just if I'm in a very if I was in a more Grixis based pod, I would keep it. This is just for example if I'm in a very heavy creature deck and don't feel like that hand was as effective in slowing them down. Alrighty, down to 5 here. Sculpting Steel, the One Ring, Sylvan Safekeeper, Tree of Tales, Gilded Goop, Arcane Signet, Transmutation Font. This is again a really weird hand. Doesn't have our second land drop though, so it's not even a turn 2 commander, unfortunately, so I have to send it. Down to 4 again. Not always going to have a great 4 as the last hand, but we'll see. Alrighty, we have Sylvan Safekeeper, Academy Manufactor, Ancient Tomb, Shared Summons, Chrome Mox, KCI, and Urza Saga. I lied. This is a pretty great 4. I would keep Ancient Tomb, Chrome Mox, Shared Summons, and Academy Manufactor, shipping these all to the bottom. The reason I'm choosing to send Shared Summons and not Safekeeper to the bottom for my Chrome Mox pitch is because I'd rather still be able to tutor out this Sylvan Safekeeper at a later date as a protection piece, and the deck is on a lot of other creature tutors, so I'm not particularly worried about losing this one since I have card draw in this hand. Since this is a turn 1 commander, turn 2 Academy Manufactor, which is really good for this deck. Alright, there's 4 mulligans, or 3 good old test hands. That's kind of my thoughts on how I'd keep handling this deck.